The Oscar nominations are in. My usual in-depth coverage of the Oscars will begin next week, but today's video is all about a quick gut reaction to the nominees, who was left out, and who the potential frontrunners are right out of the gate. It also marks the beginning of BTT's annual Oscar vote, where you get to vote for who you think should win. The polls are open right now. The link to vote is in the video description, and as every year, there will be a results video right before the Oscars. All right, so let's get started. Overall, I think the big surprise here was that Harvey Weinstein was able to get a lot of nominations for Philomena. That really was not a strong contender at the beginning of awards season. It seemed like it might be overlooked, but the Globes really gave it a lot of heat and recognition. Of course, it didn't walk away with any wins, I believe, off the top of my head, but still it had those strong nominations, and Harvey was able to secure them here again. However, at the same time, The Butler, even though it got a lot of love from the SAG Awards, which are on Saturday, it did not show up here anywhere. Totally shut out, which I think will surprise a lot of people. But 12 Years a Slave just came in there and just knocked everybody else out of the way. There's even for Mandela, Idris Elba, not included, only Best Song as it won at the Globes. It's only nominated for Best Song for U2. All right, so also, the other big, huge snub off the top of, right off the top of my head is that Blue is the Warmest Color was not nominated for a foreign language film. All right, so let's get started with Best Picture. Obviously, the category everyone is the most interested in. It's presented last at the Oscars, but here we'll go into it first. There are 9 nominees. I don't understand. They have these crazy rules where they work out how many people should be how many films should be nominated. I don't know why you don't just fill that one last slot and make it an even 10, but only 9 are worthy this year. So you have American Hustle. I think that's not a surprise. Captain Phillips. The love for this film continues. This is a Scott Rudin movie. He's the other big producer in Hollywood opposite Harvey Weinstein. They kind of have a rivalry going, and he was able to get Captain Phillips in here. His other big contender, Inside Llewyn Davis, though, from the Coen brothers, also snubbed. No nominations in any of the major categories. So American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club. That's great news for that movie. Gravity, not a surprise. Her is in here. Her has a major snub, though. We'll get to that in a moment. Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street has done well for itself in the noms. It's a Scorsese DiCaprio pick, and I think that's going to be also interesting to a lot of people. Also left out Rush, but I think Rush, while the Hollywood foreign press really liked it, as Europe liked the movie, it didn't do very well here, and it hasn't clearly made much of a mark with Hollywood, the industry itself. It hasn't made a mark with American audiences or American movie makers. All right, so that's Best Picture. Best Actor. Christian Bale for American Hustle, Bruce Dern for Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street, Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave, and Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club. I think this is Matthew McConaughey's to lose. I think if he were to lose it, I think it would be, I was discussing this at my Golden Globes reaction, it would be almost as if when Kate Hudson didn't win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar that everybody thought she would. I really do feel, as I said again in the Golden Globes reaction video, that Hollywood has decided it's McConaughey's turn to win this award, and I think he will. So it's really unfortunate. A lot of people thought that Bruce Dern might get it because of his age. He still might. It could be an upset. I think that's the biggest contender for McConaughey. I think Chiwetel Ejiofor, a lot of people would like to see him win it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. The big snubs here, Robert Redford for All Is Lost. The guy, he's in the entire movie. He's the only one. He doesn't even have a lot of lines. He has to convey it all through emotion. Still, the Academy didn't care. Good thing he's in Captain America, too. I think that's an excellent consolation prize. No Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks, I think he can, I think that's like water off a duck's back for Tom Hanks. He's already got several Oscars. He's very well respected, and Captain Phillips does have its other nominations. But the biggest surprise here is Joaquin Phoenix. He would have been my pick to win it. Didn't even land a nomination. And again, like Robert Redford, that's another actor who has to really take serious command of his film. It's mostly, Joaquin Phoenix talking to Scarlett Johansson, or when they were filming, Samantha Morton. But again, the Academy not impressed. Shocking snub. I think that might potentially be the biggest snub of the group. All right, Best Actress. Amy Adams for American Hustle, Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, Judi Dench for Philomena, and Meryl Streep for August Osage County. And so I think this is Cate Blanchett's. Amy Adams, of course, has that Golden Globe win, but it really is Cate Blanchett's award, just like McConaughey. She is on the march. The big snub here, Emma Thompson for Saving Mr. Banks. Saving Mr. Banks, in fact, walked away with no major nominations. I think maybe there's one for Best Score, but not any huge nominations for it. Really hugely shut out. I have some theories about that. I'll probably discuss it on a Morning Movie News soon, but in short, I really do feel that television has replaced the mid-range movie, and I think Saving Mr. Banks just isn't that kind of, it doesn't, even though it's my favorite movie of the year, I think it just doesn't have the pizzazz that was needed to get audience attention or to get voters' attention for these awards. All right, so Best Supporting Actor. Barkhad Abdi for Captain Phillips. How fantastic is it that this guy, they pointed out at the Golden Globes he was a former limo driver, will walk the red carpet at the Oscars. He's not going to win, but this is still just a wonderful, well-deserved ride for him, I really do believe. Okay, Bradley Cooper for American Hustle. That David O. Russell really can take care of his actors. Again, just like with Silver Linings Playbook, he has an actor in every category for American Hustle. Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave. I'm sure everybody's very happy to see that. Jonah Hill for The Wolf of Wall Street. That's his second Oscar nomination. I think if there was any question before of whether or not he was considered a serious actor by Hollywood, it's been answered. He is. And then Jared Leto, thank you for those who pointed out I was pronouncing his name wrong. Jared Leto is the final nominee. He will, I think, definitely take this award. I think, there's some outside chances that Fassbender could come in there, or maybe even Hill. I don't think so, though. I think it's Leto's. But the big thing here, it's not really a snub. Daniel Bruhl, I think, was fortunate to get that Rush nomination at the Globes. He also had a SAG nomination, though, so you might have expected to see his name here, but it just didn't materialize. As I said, Rush, just not a favorite of the Academy, not really showing up here. So that's the Best Supporting Actor category. Then Best Supporting Actress. We have, it's the exact same lineup as the Golden Globes. They really called it. The Golden Globes, for an insular organization, really do, as I've said before, have their, everyone might discredit them and say they're all in it for the money and the ratings, which is true, but they can call these things. They are the best predictor of the Oscars to date, still. So just to go through it, Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine, Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle, Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave, Julia Roberts for August Osage County, and June Squibb for Nebraska. Let's see if Jennifer Lawrence can take it again. I have to say, I know there are a lot of Jennifer Lawrence fans out there, but I honestly feel she's the least deserving in the category. So hopefully the Oscars can right the, and that, it's a good category. Not, I didn't personally like her performance, but I didn't think it was embarrassing or anything. But I still feel that other actresses in this category, particularly Lupita Nyong'o, maybe she's just not doing a good job campaigning, but other people in this category deserve the Oscar, I believe, over Jennifer Lawrence. And it would be her second in a row. That would be huge for the Academy to do that. But they like to anoint stars. You'd think they'd already did it last year, but maybe they're like, our work is not done. We can make her more significant. So we'll see. All right, Best Director. Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave. Alexander Payne for Nebraska, David O. Russell for American Hustle. Nice to see him get recognition himself. Martin Scorsese is the final nominee for The Wolf of Wall Street. The big surprise here is Paul Greengrass was left out. The DGA Awards, the Directors Guild of America, had included him. I think he would, for Captain Phillips, I think that he would have, I think that he probably expected this morning, but shut out. So it's a good thing that he closed his deal yesterday for his next movie, or I think it's almost closed. I hope this doesn't ruin it. To direct a film called The Director, like a spy movie that ties in like hackers in Europe. So as I think that we've discussed before, when you get your nominations, you have to get your next gig lined up as soon as possible because you never know when you might get snubbed. So yeah, no Paul Greengrass. That's unfortunate. But I do think this is Cuarón's to take because Gravity is just such a technological marvel, and he really made that movie happen through sheer force of will. All right, so Best Original Screenplay. I'm going to be expanding Beyond the Trailer's coverage of the Oscars this year. You guys very politely ask me every year to cover some more categories. I'll be covering even more in my videos than I have here, but I'm trying to even expand it right out of the gate. So Best Original Screenplay. American Hustle, Blue Jasmine, Dallas Buyers Club, Her, and Nebraska. I feel that Her really deserves this. This will probably be just like at the Golden Globes, this will probably be the one award it walks away with. I hope so. But it does have some strong contenders here. Particularly, you have a Woody Allen film the Academy loves, who everybody in the industry loves Woody Allen. And you never know what might happen with American Hustle and such. I don't think Dallas Buyers Club and Nebraska are really true contenders. All right, so Best Adapted Screenplay. As I discussed with the Golden Globes, they have only one category, but the Oscars splits it, so 2 screenwriters can walk away with the gold, or 2 sets of screenwriters. Best Adapted is Before Midnight, Captain Phillips, Philomena again. Wow, that Harvey boy, you know, I mean, only one of his movies really got through, but still, I think, for instance, my mother really likes Philomena. I think she'll be thrilled. 12 Years a Slave and The Wolf of Wall Street. Some people felt 12 Years a Slave was robbed by her over at the Golden Globes, so they're in separate categories, so they can both win. It's a strong category. Philomena is also very well written. I think this is, and also you never know, Wolf of Wall Street, even though a lot of people have problems about its length, and maybe, you know, editing begins with the screenplay, right? And don't just blame it all on the editor. Somebody wrote 3 hours or more, 3 hours plus of material. But, you know, potentially, you know, I think with all these Wolf of Wall Street nominations, you never know where it might get that win. All right, then, Best Animated Feature. Despicable Me 2, Ernest and Celestine, obviously a foreign animated film, I believe. I will look into that for the video. Frozen, everybody's favorite. That's the People's Choice. The Croods. That's interesting to see the Croods there. I think that, you know, that obviously has its fan base, did very well internationally. But then The Wind Rises is the final nominee, and I think almost will definitely take that spot. I think, you know, Frozen, as popular as it is, and it won the Golden Globe because The Wind Rises was not in contention there. I really do feel this is the Wind Rises award right now. And then finally today, for this video, I'm going to be covering Best Song. And then this is a weird category. They have Alone Yet Not Alone, a movie from the song of a movie where that's the title. Never heard of it. It must be amazing to get it or have really good publicists. Happy from Despicable Me 2. Don't remember the song at all from the movie. I guess it's over the credits. Let It Go, Frozen. Again, Frozen, People's Choice, audience favorite. You're going to see Idina Menzel singing at the Oscars. The Moon Song from her. Also don't remember this at all from the movie. And then that damn Ordinary Love, Mandela. Sorry, Frozen fans, but this could again walk away from it. It's Mandela's only nomination. As you two pointed out, Bono and company, when they went up to get their award at the Golden Globes, they have a very long personal relationship with Mandela during a large part of his life. They've worked with him a lot, and this is their final song or their ode to him for his movie. So there's a lot of, there's a great narrative there for voters to sink their teeth into. So watch out, Frozen. You could lose yet again. All right, so those are the major categories for the Oscar nominations this morning. Write down below what you think, what your gut reaction is. What do you think of the snubs? And be sure to vote in Beyond the Trailer's Oscar poll. Again, the link is in the video description. And get ready for the Oscar videos coming out next week. And let me know, of all the small categories, I'm not going to be able to cover every single one. So if there's a category you really want to see covered, if enough people kind of vote for it in the comments, I will try my best. I will include it. If enough people want it, I'll do it. All right, so thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing everyone's thoughts below. Bye.